Welcome to HVTV1 Student News, live on HVTV1.com. The following is a special presentation of the Hidden Valley High School Mustangs of Murphy, Oregon. Welcome to the Bi-Mart Game and Event of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. This event is sponsored in part by Oregon California Supply, by Fields Ace Home Center, by Southern Oregon Sanitation, by CircleK.com, powered by Colvin Oil, by Robco, and by Burger Kings of Southern Oregon. Hidden Valley High School Athletics and Activities is also sponsored in part by great contributors and donors like Don Carter Enterprises, Hidden Valley Market, Pete Allen Surveying, by Stephen Stark Excavation, Dar Benton Construction, by Southern Oregon Audio Visual, and by Riverside Ready Mix. Thanks for watching HVTV1 Student News live on HVTV1.com.
Hello and welcome to HVTV1 Student News and the Bi-Mart Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1.com. Today's game is presented in part by Fields Ace Home Center, Burger King, by Robco, Oregon California Supply, Southern Oregon Sanitation, MyCircleK.com, and Riverside Ready Mix. Hello everybody, I'm Josh Eldridge along with Caleb Dubala, coming to you live from Hidden Valley High School, ready to bring you another exciting event of the Hidden Valley High School Mustangs on HVTV1.com. Today's game features the Hidden Valley Mustangs and the North Valley Knights, a game of good old soccer. And we'll be right back with you with the MyCircleK pregame show on HVTV1.com when we cover the standings of the Skyline Conference so far, the OSA Top 10, and a look ahead on HVTV1.com.
It's the season of sneezes and sniffles, and your Bi-Mart Pharmacy is here to help you keep them away. We have everything you need to stay healthy, including flu shots currently available for the whole family. Call or stop by your Bi-Mart Pharmacy for available times and get vaccinated today. And be sure to get ready with cough drops, cold medicine, and natural remedies while you're here. Bi-Mart, get ready for your season for less.
Welcome back to HVTV1.com. It's the Bi-Mart Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. Of course, this match featuring the Hidden Valley Mustangs and the North Valley Knights. Though, if we take a look at this matchup over the past 5 years, Hidden Valley definitely the underdogs coming into this one, only winning 1 of the past 10 matchups, 1 in 9 of the past 5 years, and their last win against North Valley coming on October 2nd of last year, where they barely squeaked out a win 1-0 against the Knights. But overall, though, Hidden Valley, their soccer program that's been a bit more dominant than North Valley's. North Valley, 0 state title appearances in soccer. Hidden Valley, they won the state championship in 1993 and 2000 and were runner-up in 2010. If you look at the grand picture in the 4A across the state of Oregon, take a look at our OSA top 10. As at the top of the list, it's Mazama. They are 3-0, and next game is against Henley at Henley High School. Henley, of course, ranked 8th in the state. Number 2 is Woodburn. They are 6-0. Their next game is against Cascade. Number 3, Phoenix. They are at Klamath Union in their next soccer match. Number 4 is Staten at 5-1. Ontario, they are 4-0-1. They've tied a game so far, and they're playing Baker and Powder Valley. Number 6 is Madras at 4-1. Their next game is against North Marion. Number 7, Baker. They are 4-0-1 as well, and they play Ontario. Number 8, of course, Henley again. Mentioned they play the number 1 team in the state, Mazama. Number 9 is Valley Catholic. They are 3-2, and they play Scappoose. Number 10, Gladstone. They are 3-1-1, and they play number 11th in state in the team of Corbett. But again, we're focused here on the Skyline Conference at HVTV1. Last time out for these teams, Hidden Valley, they won 5-1 versus Junction City. North Valley, they tied against Molalla 1-1. Phoenix, they blanked Marshfield 2-0. Klamath Union, they lost 6-0 to Ashland. And Mazama, they won 2-1 over Brookings Harbor. So look forward in the Skyline, or at least tonight, and over the next couple days in the Skyline Conference. Of course, Hidden Valley and North Valley, you can catch that right here on HVTV1 as long as you stay with us. Phoenix is traveling to Klamath Union for their next one, and Mazama and Henley for the next matchup in the Skyline Conference. As we look even further ahead, next games for all of these teams, Mazama and Klamath Union facing off at Klamath Union High School. Hidden Valley and Phoenix at Phoenix, and North Valley is hosting the Henley Hornets in Merlin. So again, with those matchups in mind, we take a look at the standings here in the Skyline Conference in the very early going of the soccer season. Mazama on top. They are 3-0 overall. Again, league play starts tonight and tomorrow for these Skyline teams. So Mazama on top, 3-0. Phoenix, they are in second place. The Skyline also 3-0. Then you got Henley High School, the Hornets. They are 2-1 in the Skyline. North Valley, they are 1-2, again with one tie. They are in fourth place. The Hidden Valley Mustangs are 1-2. Then finally rounding out the list is the Klamath Union Pelicans at 0-3 in the Skyline Conference. Take one last break here on the My Circle K pregame show on HVTV1.com. When we come up, we'll give you the starting lineups and the face-off. You're watching the Bimart Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1.com.
TV1 is presented in part by Bimart. Bimart delivers value every day with weekly ads, owner's choice pricing, cyber deals, and Lucky Number Tuesday. Get ready for your season for less with Bimart. For recycling, yard debris, and solid waste disposal, Southern Oregon Sanitation is your full-service transfer station. Open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., located at 1381 Redwood Avenue in Grants Pass, thanks to Southern Oregon Sanitation. Oregon California Supply is your one-stop shop for construction, logging, rigging, hose and hydraulic lines and fittings, and fire and safety equipment. Oregon California Supply in Grants Pass next to Wild River Pizza. Make a pit stop today at My Circle K, powered by Colvin Oil, and enjoy a Polar Pop any day, any size, just 89 cents. And get a kickback rewards card and earn points with every purchase. Points you can redeem just like cash. Find them, follow them, kick back with them. MyCircleK.com.
Welcome back to the Bimart Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1.com. I'm Josh Eldridge along with Caleb DeBala. So, Caleb, in this one coming up, we see an underdog Mustang team against the North Valley Knights. The rivalry matchup in soccer this time, definitely maybe less pressure around it, but still in the past 5 years, we mentioned it, Hidden Valley only winning one of the past 10 matchups between these two teams. And you know these students better than I do. What do you expect to see from them? Have you heard any talk around the school about this being the rivalry matchup?
I mean, you know, as much as you usually do, matchups are always a big deal, you know, not only to the school but to the players as well on the field. And, you know, this team here, you know, pretty new team, had a lot of seniors leave last year. So, you know, I think this beginning of the season is just really going to be a test for them, see what they're made of this year. And, yeah, we'll see how we started off here.
I think that's definitely interesting. You mentioned a lot of seniors leaving last year, which, you know, could be a problem with the leadership role, maybe having to refill that, but then also a new team. Hopefully they can flip around that 1-9 record over the past 5 years, over these next 5 years, and again, kind of flip that script like we're seeing the rest of our sports doing. Again, last Friday, our football team finally beating North Valley's football team in a nail-biter of a game. I suggest you go back and watch that one if you haven't so far. And then tomorrow, actually, the volleyball team playing North Valley, and our team very confident going into that one.
A junior, number 8, Noah Miramontes. A sophomore, number 10, Andrew Shaw. A sophomore, number 11, Ben Burkeway.
And now we get the starting lineups here from Brian Miller.
15, Nick Benuelos. A junior, number 16, Zane Wild Porter. A sophomore, number 17, Jacob Schrock. And a junior, number 20, Keone Bracdodo. The North Valley Knights. And now let's meet the Hidden Valley Mustangs starters. A sophomore, number 2, Andy Begin. A junior, number 3, Alex Burns. A senior, number 4, Josh Saunders. A sophomore, number 5, Theo Bergman. A junior, number 7, Daniel Beachy. A junior, number 9, Ethan Schaefer. A freshman, number 11, Ronan Hodge. A freshman, number 13, Spencer Fisk. A sophomore, number 14, Cole Christensen. A sophomore, number 15, Gavin McLaughlin. And a senior, number 16, Dean Miller. The Hidden Valley Mustangs. Ladies and gentlemen, here at Hidden Valley High School, this game is being broadcast live on www.hvtv1.com.
All right, so we get right into it here on HVTV1 as Hidden Valley, they're taking first possession. We bring up our scoreboard. This first half brought to you by Oregon California Supply. North Valley getting an opening point. Oregon California Supply is your one-stop shop for your construction, logging, rigging, hose, hydraulic lines and fittings, and fire safety equipment. Oregon California Supply in Grants Pass next to Wild River Pizza. So as that one rolls out of bounds again, we're just getting into this one, the first soccer game of the season on HVTV1. Another one rolling out of bounds. Taking it on a breakaway, that's Hodge. Finally getting caught up to, though. Had that one by himself for quite a minute there, and now North Valley taking possession. Kick deep downfield. That one popped up by Saunders, though, hoping to reset the play here. In Valley, they're keeping it in their own territory. You want to get out as fast as you can, and I think they just cleared it. They're going to be able to try to work it back. So again, goalkeeping for Hidden Valley. That's going to be Spencer Fisk. I think they're doing his best, but he's got one past him already. 1-0 for North Valley, the Knights. Fisk picking that one up, and this will reset the play. Again, we'll give you the starting lineups for Hidden Valley. Number 2, Andy Begin, the sophomore. Number 3, Alex Burns, he's a junior. The captain, Josh Saunders, a senior. Hidden Valley, they're moving around in their own territory. We continue with Daniel Beachy, a junior. Ethan Schaefer is a junior as well, number 9. Ryan Hodge, a freshman, number 11. Number 13, Spencer and number 16, Dane Miller. Mustangs, they spent a lot of time in their own territory here. North Valley getting possession again from number 1, TJ Gurin. Kicked and rolled out of bounds. That was Dane Miller, defensive senior. This is action right out of the gate with a North Valley score, and so far it's kind of cooled down. May try to get close here once more, but that one's stolen away by Hidden Valley's number 11, Ryan Hodge. Or Ronan Hodge, rather. Hodge taking that one away again off the potential errant pass, and a deep kick downfield trying to clear it, but a nice way, good positioning in the back. And they're going to call it dead out of bounds. Stepping out of bounds with the ball was Cole Christian. Goalkeeping for the Knights is Colby Taylor. Tossing in, that was Zane Porter for the Knights as they look to get started, and they're going fast. They've got the Mustangs on their heel. A good kick into that one, but a nice stop. Staying right in front of that one. Again, the goalkeeper, Fisk. Saunders lets that one get past him, and Fisk will take it, trying to slow down the plays. Hidden Valleys, they've been in their own territory a lot. They haven't had much of an advantage so far in this one. 34-37 left to go in this first half. Nice kick downfield behind him. That's Christian. Still stolen away, and that was the best opportunity Hidden Valley's had so far, and that was stolen away by North Valley. And I believe that was Nick Manuelos. So again, right after that opening goal from North Valley, it took them about, well, like under a minute, and now pace has really started to slow down. Again, last time out for Hidden Valley, it was a 5-1 win over Junction City, so maybe they can get that offense rolling as we move forward. Again, we're just barely getting started here, about 6 or 7 minutes into this one. Saunders in the back. Trying to keep possession the best they can, but strategically, I think, kicking that one out of bounds. Benuelos has been in the right position multiple times so far, just reading this team. Kick downfield, and that one's cleared nicely, but still. Play called dead again. And we'd like to remind you that HVTV1.com is sponsored by Burger King, Burger Kings of Southern Oregon. You can mix and match for just $6, a Whopper, a chicken sandwich, or you can mix and match, one of each, for just $6 at Burger Kings of Southern Oregon. That was centered up nicely. Hidden Valley might have had a play developing, but still rolling out of bounds. They'll keep possession of it here. Dane Miller throwing that one deep, trying to get it over center, but to no avail. North Valley blocking that one. Rolling out of bounds again. 31-44 left in the first half here. couldn't quite do it. Going out of bounds again. Just about 30 minutes left to go here in the first half of this one. Staying down by the corner as they're fighting for it and stepping out of bounds. I believe Hidden Valley is going to take possession of that one after, I believe that was Benuelos again, stepping out of bounds with it. This time, though, North Valley, they were doing a good job of passing it downfield, and losing possession of it was Hidden Valley for just a second. It looked like McLaughlin might have been a bit too light on his feet there. It was a good pass downfield, but McLaughlin making up for it that one as he steals it away. North Valley moving downfield. Saunders the only one who's in front of the ball. Handling now for North Valley, or at least he was. That was Ben Burnquist. Now Guerin moving around back there as Benuelos tried to save it, and I don't think he will, as that ball will go behind the net. Of course, HVTV1 brought to you by Southern Oregon Sanitation. Now Hidden Valley moving it down. They're set up in a good position to maybe attempt a breakaway with Christian in front of everyone, but now it's Guerin. Momentum stop. North Valley had all of it, and now it's going the way of Hidden Valley. Scramble for it. Hidden Valley comes away and they kick it downfield, but in the right spot again. Hidden Valley's defense has been good. Now downfield again is Benuelos in the corner. And that's stolen by Hidden Valley and right back into the possession of the Knights. They call that one going out of bounds. That was Porter from North Valley and Christian from Hidden Valley trying to fight for that one and keep it in bounds, but to no avail as it is called. That one could have been dangerous as that foot flying up in the air from Benuelos, but called out of bounds. No one gets hurt, thankfully. Porter tried to save that one and couldn't get anything done. So I'm surprised with how quickly North Valley came out and scored, that they haven't done much since. I mean, they've stayed in Hidden Valley territory, but nothing else really working for them.
Yeah, Hidden Valley's been pretty well, doing quite well on defense, besides that one quick rush at the beginning there that cost them that goal. But besides that, they've been coming up pretty empty-handed on some good chances.
Yeah, they have had a couple chances. I mean, the one that comes to mind earlier on in the game, that was Christian. He, number 14 for the Mustangs, he had the breakaway, but then I think tried to do too much. He slowed himself down too much, and nothing came of that play. Now Guerin passing it off. Getting it now, but it was stolen right from out under the feet of Zachary Mayle. Rolls out of bounds. .26-23 remaining here in the first half in Murphy, Oregon. And you're watching the Bymart Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1.com. Nice kick in midair from Saunders. He's the captain, the senior of this team. His father, Coach Rob Saunders, coaching this team. Kind of what we see from Sam and Mark Vidlak on the football and baseball team. Always interesting to see those coaching duos. Nice kick downfield. No one's there in the corner. It's finally saved and rolls out of bounds off of the head of Dane Miller. Hidden Valley looking to get it out of their own territory. Nice hit downfield, but right to Benuelos, or rather that's Parker for North Valley. Keeping possession is the Knights. At least they're keeping it in Hidden Valley's territory, as that one is going to roll innocently out of bounds. But Caleb, you touched on it. North Valley, they're doing a good job of keeping it in Hidden Valley territory and not letting the Mustangs get really any opportunities. And the ones that they do, they snuff out right from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty active even in like midfield. I mean, they really don't even let them get down the field, let alone really getting any scoring chances. They've been doing pretty well on defense.
Right, and that's to the credit of the North Valley defense. Again, I was going to read off those player names, but kind of picked up by the likes of Zach Porter, as well as Ben Bergquist in the defensive side of the ball, and TJ Gurin. All three of those guys doing a good job of not letting Hidden Valley get past midfield. Kick had potential, but will roll out of bounds. And HVTV1 is sponsored by Fields Ace Home Center, your hometown hardware store where you drive a little and save a lot. Fields Ace Home Center is open 7 days a week in Murphy. North Valley keeping possession. A lot of backspin on it, but Fisk will keep possession. A long kick downfield. Hidden Valley off to a good start in this one. Another kick downfield. I believe that's just to try to get all their guys down there and into North Valley territory so they can try to make a play develop, but again, it doesn't last long as that ball rolls out of bounds just past mid. Good teamwork there by Miramontes and Porter. This ball staying right around midfield finally. Coming off the foot of Bergquist, it moves around just a little bit deeper downfield. And now they're going to have the best opportunity off the foot of Parker, or Porter rather. So the foul's called. And play resumes pretty quickly. 21:39 left here in the first half in Murphy, Oregon, against the Bymart Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1.com. Again, if you're just joining us, North Valley coming out quick, scoring a quick goal almost right after play started, and now nothing's really been going on for the past 10 minutes or so. (21-12). in the first half. North Valley trying to center it up, but it'll roll out of bounds again. This time I think it's going to stay in possession in North Valley, and I believe it will. So the Knights, a good opportunity to put another one up on the board here, deep into Hidden Valley's territory. We'll see what kind of play they like to set up here. A nice save. Now a deep kick downfield. That clutch foot in the way from McLaughlin. Kick downfield. Saunders racing toward it. And he kicks it out of bounds. It'll be North Valley's ball. Saunders racing for that one. His hair in the wind. So he does finally get to it. Out of bounds again. Decent crowd out here for a night of soccer.
Yeah, it's quite a bit, especially for the rivalry game too. I think that adds a bit to it.
I think it definitely does.
As we've seen a lot of rivalry games.
A lot of them recently as we... But yeah, you're right about the rivalry game we saw Friday, Hidden Valley, North Valley football. That's always the big one. Hidden Valley taking that one for the first time in 8 years. So that was a very, very close game. And then, I mean, even last night, Moshe and I touched on it a little bit during the broadcast, was that I think in the eyes of competitive sports and most of the other ones we have, that Henley's just as much as a rival as anyone else in the Skyline Conference, and that was a good matchup last night. And, yeah, a lot of rivalry games recently.
Yeah, definitely been a couple of intense games for the Mustangs. Every team, every sport.
Skyline is just as competitive as anyone, if not more than the rest of the state, I'd say. A really tough conference to be on top of, and the Mustangs, and more often than not, they are on top of that Skyline Conference. And boys soccer, they've had a little bit of trouble. But again, overall, their program more successful than North Valley is. Again, 3 title appearances. They've won 2 of them from the Mustang side, and no title appearances at all from the Knights. Rolling out of bounds again. It's going to be a look at the other games going on around the Skyline Conference. The next game's up for a few teams in the Skyline. Next up for Phoenix, they're traveling to Klamath Union to take on the Pelicans. And Mazama, they're staying in Klamath Falls, but this time traveling to Henley High School to face the Hornets. But tonight and tomorrow night, the league openers for boys and girls soccer. Might be overshadowed by football, but their season just matters as much in the Skyline. Hidden Valley finally crossing midfield, and a relatively good position, but quickly put back in bounds and quickly right back out. One to nothing, 16:41 left to go here in the first half of this one. Again, the Knights and the Mustangs, the Civil War matchup, this time in soccer. Again, football Friday night, or last Friday night, I should say. Mustangs winning that one. Again, tomorrow night in Merlin, the girls volleyball team will be playing the Knights. And then in a couple weeks from now, girls soccer versus the Knights. Play them in every sport. It's always a fun one when we do because of the rivalry. Rolling out of bounds again as we just passed the 16-minute mark. High kick deep downfield, as that one will reset any play any team had in mind. Oh, but a nice steal coming downfield. Christian almost had a good play in his hands, but it's saved off the back end. Diving down was Colby Taylor. .15:05 left to go here in the first half. Again, 1-0. The Knights are leading, but a lot could change here. Again, last time out for both these teams, we'll remind you, Hidden Valley 5-1 against Junction City. That was a win, but North Valley, their last time out, a tie versus Malala. So theoretically, the Mustangs, they have momentum coming into this one. As we've got a player down, I'm not quite sure what happened. No whistle called, as we finally do get one. I'm not quite sure what the call is. The clock's not stopping here, but just about, I'd say, under 15 minutes left to go. 1-0 the score. I'm pretty sure play is going to resume here in just a minute. No cards were handed out. So I think just a stoppage of play is what we're working with here. And, yeah, we'll get right back into it. But again, to remind you, this is the Bi-Mart Game of the Week on HVTV1.com. Bi-Mart, home of Owner's Choice Pricing and Lucky Number Tuesdays. Get ready for your season for less with Bi-Mart. Nice save downfield by North Valley's Zachary Mail. Keeping in bounds and trying to cross midfield are the Mustangs, and they do. A nice move. They're deep into North Valley territory. Hopefully trying to knot this one up with 13:20 left to go here. It gets past just about everyone and then almost knocked out of bounds. Looked like there was a lot more power coming out of that kick from Nugent. Sorry. 12:39 left to go here in the first half. This game could turn around in just about any second with a goal from the Mustangs. Would be knotted up. Mustangs scoring 5 their last time out. Hoping they can replicate that one against their rivals, as that one will roll out of bounds right at midfield. It may not seem like a lot of action, but I think that's just to count a good defense by both teams early on. Saunders in the back from the Mustangs, and then you have those three guys I mentioned earlier from North Valley, TJ Gurin and along with Bergquist.
Yeah, definitely been a bit of a back and forth game. We're not seeing too many great opportunities, but definitely a lot of good play in the midfield and, you know, as you said before, on defense.
Playing that one. So Mustangs, they look to have possession of it and trying to get around him, but to no avail. That was Daniel Beachy. a lot of movement coming up from North Valley, just trying to get around him. And I believe that was Mail. Zachary Mail trying to move around those Hidden Valley defenders, but to no avail. 10:51 here in the first half. The Knights doing a good job of keeping it in bounds. Trying to center it up, but a nice save. Keeping it out of center field. Ooh. That sounded like it connected pretty good. I don't know. I feel like I'd hit the dirt after that one.
Yeah, he just took that one and stood there. I don't even think he knew how to react to that.
Battle for the ball won by McLaughlin. On out of bounds. So the Knights will take it. Just past midfield. Saunders trying to do something, but instead it just goes about 50 feet the other direction out of bounds and over the fence. So while they go find that soccer ball, we'd like to remind you that HVTV1 is partnered with Riverside Ready Mix. Make the call to Riverside Ready Mix for your home improvement project. Whether you're pouring a sidewalk, patio, or RV pad, call Riverside Ready Mix at 476-1424. That one almost finding the corner of the net. Frisk lucky. Another stoppage of play is that ball still hasn't come back from over the fence back there in that corner. We got someone hopping it back there. Better stay safe back there. We don't need anyone injured. Already had one close call and then a ball to a face already.
Yeah, now a little rescue team going out there into the brush.
I believe, yeah, special ops going on in the corner of the field as play is resumed. And rolling out of bounds, the Mustangs will take possession. Nope, rather that's the Knights. So going off of the foot of one of the Mustangs defenders. Now we're right back into it near center field. Play is stopped. And they found the soccer ball back there, folks. Congratulations.
That is a big accomplishment.
Now they just need help getting back over the fence.
Yeah, there you go.
Ball back into play. Nice kick off the foot of Porter. Saunders racing, and he gets it out. Nice running play there by Josh Saunders, the captain of this team, the senior. Again, his father, Rob Saunders, coaching this varsity boys team.
Yeah, Saunders has been doing great on defense so far. He's definitely been having a strong game for Hidden Valley.
Hasn't let too much get past him either, and he's pretty quick and been able to catch up to those Knights midfielders and playing very well defensively. 6:51 left to go here in the first half. Again, a 1-0 game. It's been pretty silent though on the scoreboard since about, well, right after the game started. That North Valley goal came about 20 seconds into the ball game, and from then on it's just been a defensive stalemate. Kick deep downfield. Saunders racing again. We mentioned he gets there quick and doesn't have a problem defending that one. Completely stops the play that Zachary Mail was trying to make. Mail, we've mentioned his name a lot. He's a freshman coming out of the Knights system. He's pretty quick. Got a lot of speed on those feet, and he's catching up to that senior Saunders and almost making a play, but Josh is experienced and he knows what he's trying to do out there, and that's just to stop the ball from getting anywhere past him. Five minutes and 30 seconds here in the first half. Pretty good defensive game so far. We keep saying that, but that's quite frankly all there is to talk about. Is not a lot of offensive opportunities for either team. I mean, North Valley, they've kept it where they want it for most of the game, but the Mustangs just not letting them get in the net anymore. Another good save. Third one by Fisk. Saunders again in the way of that one, and we've seen him on just about every defensive play there's been. Just doing a good job of getting in the way. Not really doing anything too flashy, just standing in the way. That's about all you can ask for from your defenders. Porter, the defender, keeping it in Hidden Valley territory, and a good move coming out from North Valley's number 10, Andrew Schrock. One rolling out as well. So again, reminding you, this first half of Hidden Valley Soccer is brought to you by Oregon California Supply. Oregon California Supply is your one-stop shop for your construction, logging, rigging, hose, hydraulic lines and fittings, and fire safety equipment. Oregon California Supply in Grants Pass next to Wild River Pizza. Three minutes and counting left in the first half. North Valley hoping to keep hold of this lead. Fisk laying out for that one, another saved goal. That's 4 for him in this half. Deep kick rolling way downfield, almost into the other goaltender's box. Mustangs not being too aggressive. They're not trying to let a play develop too much. But the Knights, they're trying to do something here. Two minutes left here in the first half, 1-0. The Knights got a quick goal to start this game, and then it's been all defense from then on out. Trying to keep it in bounds, and oh, I guess he does. A nice play coming out from Ethan Schaefer. Saved in the goal by Taylor. A minute and a half now left in the first half for the Mustangs. If they want a goal and tie this one up going into the second half, they're going to need to hurry it up. Nice save from going out of bounds, and that was a nice little kick coming out from Alex Burns. Play is stopped here. Just over a minute. Knights might just try to waste some time here and let this clock die out. 34 seconds and counting. The Mustangs are going to have to try to steal it back and do something quick here to tie it up going into the second half. We'll see what they're going to be able to do. I'm not sure it's going to be much. 20 seconds. Hidden Valley midfielders swarming the ball at every opportunity they can get. McLaughlin, he's fighting for that one, but Saunders is going to keep it in front of him and now way in front of him as it goes downfield and out of bounds. So I believe that's going to be it. The clock's going to run out. And that's going to be the end of the first half. 1-0, the Knights are leading. As we take a break, we'll be right back to recap what we just saw. You're watching the Bi-Mart Game of the Week on HVTV1.com.
HVTV1.com and Hidden Valley High School wishes to give a special thanks to Evergreen Federal Bank and President Jeff Hyde. Thanks for the Evergreen Federal Bank Sports Complex on the beautiful campus of Hidden Valley High School. Evergreen Federal Bank. Today's event on HVTV1.com is presented in part by great donors and contributors to Hidden Valley High School, such as Don Carter Enterprises, Hidden Valley Market, and Pete Allen Surveying. HVTV1.com and these great events at Hidden Valley High School are also sponsored in part by great contributors and donors such as Stephen Stark Excavation, and by Dar Benton Construction. And special thanks to Southern Oregon Audio Visual and Ciro Bignati, and by Riverside Ready Mix. Make the call to Riverside Ready Mix. HVTV1 Student News is sponsored in part by Fields Ace Home Center, your hometown hardware store where you drive a little and save a lot. Fields Ace Home Center is open 7 days a week in Murphy. This event also sponsored in part by Burger Kings of Southern Oregon. Since 1954, our flame-grilled, freshly prepared tradition goes into every order from Burger Kings of Southern Oregon.
Welcome back to the Bi-Mart Game of the Week on HVTV1.com, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. It's 1-0. The Knights are leading after the first half. I mean, frankly, that was just a great defensive game from both sides. Right after the first about 2 minutes, North Valley scored quickly, but then from then on, we talked about it during the game. That was 4 saves from the freshman Spencer Fisk, and a lot of good plays by Saunders in the backfield, and really a great play from the 3 defenders from North Valley that we talked about. That was TJ Gurin, Ben Berquist, and Nick Benuelos, just 3 guys who are really keeping it in Hidden Valley territory, not letting it get past midfield. Caleb, what do you think is going to be a key moving forward for the Mustangs?
Key moving forward, I think we definitely need to focus on moving it down the field with a little bit more efficiency, a little bit more intensity, because the game's a little bit slow. We're seeing both sides, get a lot of defensive stops. Not a lot of opportunities, not a lot of setups. So, I really think that's the key. And, for them on offense going forward, on defense, I think they really need to focus more on, basically doing the opposite, which is keeping North Valley from getting downfield. I mean, they've been getting down pretty easily into their zone. So maybe, focusing on stopping them in midfield, causing them a little bit of trouble, slowing their offensive game down, trying to get that score back. I think that's really going to be the keys going forward for them.
I think one thing you might have mentioned there is a little bit of the offensive urgency from the Mustangs. A lot of those plays, they just kind of sat around in their own territory. But, whenever Fisk or rather anyone on the defensive side for the Mustangs was able to get that ball and clear midfield, the Mustangs at least had a game plan. They were able to set it up pretty well for themselves. And a couple of good saves coming out for Colby Taylor, the senior goalkeeper from North Valley. But, yeah, like you said, maybe a little bit more offensive urgency for the Mustangs, and hopefully they can play a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, maybe catch North Valley on their heels a little bit, and maybe we'll see some more scoring rather than just a 1-0 finish.
Yeah, definitely. I think coming out this at the beginning here of this next half is definitely going to be a big key for them. Getting a goal quickly and tying it up so they don't have to worry about getting that one back later on in the game.
Very true, very true. As we move, we'll take one more break here. At halftime, again, 1-0. The Knights are leading the Mustangs here in the rivalry matchup tonight on Soccer on HVTV1.com. It's the Weimar Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank.
HVTV1.com and Hidden Valley High School wishes to give a special thanks to Evergreen Federal Bank and President Jeff Hyde. Thanks for the Evergreen Federal Bank Sports Complex on the beautiful campus of Hidden Valley High School. Evergreen Federal Bank. Today's event on HVTV1.com is presented in part by great donors and contributors to Hidden Valley High School, such as Don Carter Enterprises, Hidden Valley Market, and Pete Allen Surveying. HVTV1.com and these great events at Hidden Valley High School are also sponsored in part by great contributors and donors such as Stephen Stark Excavation and by Dar Benton Construction. And special thanks to Southern Oregon Audiovisual and Ciro Bignati, and by Riverside Ready Mix. Make the call to Riverside Ready Mix. Oregon California Supply is your one-stop shop for construction, logging, rigging, hose and hydraulic lines and fittings, and fire and safety equipment. Oregon California Supply in Grants Pass next to Wild River Pizza. Make a pit stop today at My Circle K, powered by Colvin Oil, and enjoy a Polar Pop any day, any size, just 89 cents. And get a kickback rewards card and earn points with every purchase. Points you can redeem just like cash. Find them, follow them, kick back with them. MyCircleK.com.
It's the season of sneezes and sniffles, and your Bi-Mart Pharmacy is here to help you keep them away. We have everything you need to stay healthy, including flu shots currently available for the whole family. Call or stop by your Bi-Mart Pharmacy for available times and get vaccinated today. And be sure to get ready with cough drops, cold medicine, and natural remedies while you're here. Bi-Mart, get ready for your season for less. It's the
Welcome back to HVTV1.com. It's the Weimar Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. As we get set for the second half of play, 1-0. The Knights are leading the Mustangs in this rivalry matchup. Again, if you missed the first half, a defensive stalemate, I guess, is the best way to put it. North Valley came out and scored quickly. And then it was, well, nothing really happened from there. Just good defensive plays, no offense. Nothing really exciting, just good fundamental play from both teams. Again, we talked about it. 4 saves coming out from Fisk. And looks like we're about to get started in the second half of play. Again, it's the Bi-Mart Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. And then you see the Evergreen Federal Bank scoreboard. We got one out here on the football field. We got one in the gym. The one in the gym, I must say, is very, very nice. It shows all the stats for the players, and it's very, very clean, as well as the drop-down flag in that gym. So starting our second half of play again, 1-0. 40-minute halves. And that one's kicked out of bounds. So that's how this first drive starts. Ball going out of bounds. Last time that first play started with a North Valley goal. So
yeah, definitely improved on that a little bit.
Hidden Valley trying to not let those midfielders get behind them like they did in that first opening play from the Knights. Saunders trying to do a little something in the back there, and good play in the end there as Ryan Harry comes into the game, midfielder, the senior. That ball rolls out of bounds. We got about 38.5 minutes here in the second half. A lot of soccer left to go for both of these teams to either for the Knights to pull ahead or Mustangs to get right back into this one. Again, only 1-0, so a goal for either side could really change the complexion of this game. Harry almost falling backwards trying to stop that one as he's been moving around pretty fast, and that's one thing you'll see from Harry, just high intensity all the time. He really never takes a play off, and high intensity from that guy on the field, the senior. Rolling out of bounds again. This one, a little bit of a different story so far. At least we've seen the Mustangs have been able to keep it in Knights territory, at least for the first 3 or so minutes of this half. Oh, and that one getting right past Fisk, and that'll be a goal for North Valley. 2-0. 37-12. A goal for the Knights. Two to nothing now. Another quick goal within the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, that seems to be their signature a little bit.
Haven't seen much of them this season, but that's 2 goals, both coming in the first 3 minutes of each respectively half. So we'll see if North Valley can keep the momentum, or if the defense for the Mustangs does what they do and just not letting too much get past them. Again, we talk about this Mustangs team only allowing more than 2 points a game once this season, and that was a loss against Cottage Grove on the 11th of this month. A 4-0 loss against Cottage Grove, but other than that, every other game They lost 2-1 against Philomath, and a 5-1 win over Junction City, so only allowing over 2 points once this season. And here the Knights are at 2 right now. Kick deep downfield, but there to grab it, that's going to be Taylor. Look at the Knights, it's the same kind of story. Again, they've only allowed over 1 point once this season, and that was a loss 4-0 over Ashland. But a tie to Cottage Grove, a 2-1 win over Junction City, and a tie against Malala. So a good defensive team in the Knights and the Mustangs. So I wouldn't be surprised if 1 point separated these two teams again.
No, I mean, it's definitely looking so far like it could come down to it. You know, all Hidden Valley really needs is one quick goal, and they're right back in this game.
Well, again, last year I mentioned it, only one win in the past 5 years for the Mustangs. That last win for them coming on October 2nd of last year, and that was a 1-0 win for the Mustangs as well. So close games between these two teams to be certain. .34 minutes left here, rather closer to 35 in the second half. This game keeps moving along with Fisk in the goal. Probably looking to kick it deep here. He's going to wind up for it. Doesn't go too far, about 30 yards. Maybe a little bit over. Again, the Knights defense, those 4 guys sitting back there have just been golden for the Knights. TJ Gurin on the bottom of your screen when we look back at that defense, as well as Ben Berquist and the junior Nick Benuelos. All those guys have been solid defenders for the Knights so far in this one, just hanging around the 40-yard line and just doing work back there, not letting the Mustangs get past them too often. And when they do, they're back there and they're ready. .33.5 minutes in this second half. As you mentioned, the Mustangs are not going to want to work from behind too long, as 2 quick goals is really what the Mustangs are working for here. They're going to try to play, or at least I think they should just try to play a little bit more of an aggressive offense. And against this rivalry team, I mean, you do have a lot of soccer left to go, but maybe take a little bit more risks. I mean, I'm not quite too sure. Definitely not a soccer analyst, but just from what I'm seeing in this game, some aggressiveness on offense might help their cause. Got some young fans in front of us, keeping it entertaining when the ball goes out of bounds. Ryan Harry sprinting for that one. His hair in the wind. He ends up diving. .32 minutes in the second half left to go. Again, the Mustangs are trailing by 2 here at home in Murphy, Oregon. It's the Bi-Mart Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. And if you're just joining us here, first half started out in North Valley's favor. About 2 minutes into this one, they scored a goal, and it was pretty much silent from then on out. Good saves by Fisk, the goalie for the Mustangs, the freshman goalie, and good plays by defensive captain Josh Saunders, keeping the ball in front of him. But it was just 1-0 through the entire first half. And then as we moved into the second half here, just another quick score for the Knights as they score within 3 minutes again. And that's how we get our score of 2-0, but still good defensive play from both teams. We're about a fourth of the way through this second half. Mentioned a pretty good crowd here for a soccer night, and people bringing their kids out. Gotta love it. Running around behind us. Someone taking someone's hat. It happens.
Yeah, I mean, soccer definitely isn't one of the most favorite sports here at Hidden Valley, but I mean, we're really seeing a pretty decent crowd out here tonight. I mean, obviously it wasn't a Friday night, but I mean, still pretty substantial. I mean, filling the Hidden Valley side of the stands.
Yeah, pretty good crowd. I mean, like you said, not a marquee game of the week for sure in soccer, but got some Hidden Valley faithful out here. The guys who come to every game and love it. North Valley keeping control of this one. A good stop, though, in the back. That was Gavin McLaughlin. And now Harry's got the ball. Passing it between them. And slowing down a lot are the Mustangs. Coming in. Passing it deep. I believe that's going to go out of bounds. And no, a nice save, but they'll call it out of bounds regardless. But still a tough pass by Beachy to make. Being crowded by 3 or 4 Knights defenders and just trying to get it off somewhere he can, and he did, but it'll roll out of bounds. Future Mustangs behind us, Caleb. Gotta love it.
Oh yeah, about a pack of them.
Yeah. About 29 minutes left here in the second half of this one. Keeping that one inbounds, a nice play back there. I'll try to get you who that was. If I had to guess, that was Alex Burns, a defender, the junior. And yeah, that was Burns back there as that one goes high in the air. Again, you're watching the Weimar Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. Boys soccer matchup between the Knights and the Mustangs, where the Knights, they're leading 2-0. So we're getting close to the halfway mark in the half. Still not quite there. 27-25 left to go. Looks like those future Mustangs might be out of the house on this one. That's a shame, as this one might come close to a good finish. As Ryan Harry moving down the field. He was by himself, but now caught up to by the North Valley defenders. Saunders, a good play defensively, just staying in front of it. Again, we mentioned he's just getting in the way of just about everything that comes his way. Just playing good fundamentals, as that's pretty much what we've seen in this game. No flashy moves, no flashy, I guess for lack of a better term, no jukes coming out, and just been good fundamental soccer.
Yeah, we've been seeing a pretty tight game, really back and forth. Most of North Valley's goals have not just been, setups of, constantly getting shots and missing and trying again. They're really just coming off of fast breaks. And, we're not really seeing a lot of offensive opportunities, just a lot of back and forth here.
Deep kick, but it's not going to end up centered, and it's going to end up rolling out of bounds. And that's off of the foot of Caleb Nugent. McLaughlin throws it in. It's off the head of Hidden Valley number 11, Ronan Hodge. Rolling out of bounds again this time. I believe that's going to be Harry taking it. And no, instead he'll just hand it off to his teammate Dane Miller. He's going to be taking that one and throwing it in. .25 minutes left here in the second half of play. 2-0 the score off of two quick goals from North Valley early on in both halves. The goalkeeper, Taylor, for the Knights is doing a fantastic job. He's not letting anything get past him either. He's playing quite up front. He's not really manning the net as much as he is that entire goalkeeper's box, but doing a good job regardless, as Saunders knocks that one back to Harry. And now the Mustangs, they're going to try to make an offensive play and hopefully try to get back into this one, as that one's right off the foot of Berquist, the defender for the Knights. Hidden Valley not having a lot of luck on offense, and this time it's going to be broken away. Saunders trying to catch up to him, and he does. More speed coming out from the senior captain. .23.5 minutes left here in the second half. Our little friends are back. Maybe the crowd's starting to try to get into it. Maybe these Mustangs just need a little support from these fans. As again, we touch on it again, there is a lot of them here. That one saved by Taylor, though. Play stop, 22.5 minutes left in this half of plays. We close in on the halfway mark in this second half. Rolling out of bounds again. Bergman steps out of bounds. He's a freshman, midfielder and forward. North Valley moving the ball fairly well on the offensive side, and a good play by Fisk. 6th save so far in this game. About 21 minutes left here in the second half of play. Popped up Ryan Harry, going to be able to stop that one from going anywhere. Now he's taking it down. And it rolls out of bounds. Harry not fast enough for that one. Maybe too fast for his own good as he kicked that one while on the run and then couldn't catch back up to it.
Unfortunate there. He definitely had some speed coming down the side there.
Still got a smile on his face, though. He always does. Doesn't ever get too negative, has a lot of energy. Around midfield now. So North Valley defense was doing a good job, and now the offense has a chance to take this one. Harry doing a good job of trying to stay in front of him, and maybe a play being made, and Fisk trying, working for this one, and it's kicked out of the net. Fantastic play by Bergman, as that's the most action-packed play we've seen all night, and it comes with 19.5 minutes left in the third quarter of play. Bergman and Fisk trying frantically to get to that one after Harry nearly botched that play, but a great play by Theo Bergman, the freshman, in the net, along with his freshman partner Fisk, the goalkeeper. Great play there. Couldn't have asked for anything better, as everyone here in the crowd just about was tensed up. We didn't know if that was going to go in or not, and finally Bergman making a great play. That one's kicked far downfield. The Knights are just going to be able to reset and take this one back at their own pace. North Valley offense now taking it past midfield. Almost getting past the Hidden Valley defense, but McLaughlin there to hit it out of bounds. Play will be reset now as we're just past the 18-minute mark. $17-10 left to go here in the second half. Again, 2-0 the score. It's the Bi-Mart Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. If you're just joining us, the Knights scoring quick to open the first half. But then after that score, within 2 minutes of the game opening, it was a defensive stalemate all throughout the first half, ending with a 1-0 score as we went into halftime. And now, again, as we came right back out of halftime, at about 37.5 minutes left, the Knights, they scored again, and that's how we get our 2-0 score. But other than that, though, been a pretty well-played defensive game. And the game continues to be well-played defensively. I believe that was Beachy taking that dive there, and the play will stop. A nice stop, stopping it from going out of bounds. That was Bergman. Begin now with the ball stolen from North Valley, but now McLaughlin in the backfield doing just as good a job. Begin again off the head, and oh, that looked like it could have been a rolling ankle, but he stays on his feet. And it goes out of bounds off of the foot of Josh Saunders, the captain. .50 left to go here in the first half. We'd like to remind you that this game is brought to you by Southern Oregon Sanitation. For recycling, yard debris, and solid waste disposal, Southern Oregon Sanitation is your full-service transfer station. Open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., located at 1381 Redwood Avenue. Mustangs offense trying to get something going as they need a goal here if they want to stay into this one. And a nice steal from, I believe that's McLaughlin, and it is. And it rolls out of bounds. A nice save by Taylor. Almost caught a cleat to the face, but looks like we got some Hidden Valley fans finally coming out here, giving us those chants. Just under 13 minutes left here in the second half of play. Hear the crowd chanting Mustang power, and they need it in the worst way. They want to get a goal here quick, and then they're only going to have to worry about one in the final 10 minutes. Mustangs need to get something working offensively here as Josh Saunders comes up and keeps that one not getting too far past midfield. Good job there offensively, North Valley's Zachary Mail. But now finally the Mustangs, they're trying to get something done here, and they do it. They're trying, no, and finally that ball got out of bounds. It looked like it was going to be a fantastic play by Bergman again. He looked like he had gotten around his defender, and that was close. Could have turned into something big, but it doesn't. Still a 2-0 game in favor of the Knights with 11.5 minutes left to go here in this half. Off the goalpost, no good. as that one will go out of bounds. Clock still counting as we get to the 11-minute marker. Just about 3/4 of the way through this second half. I don't think we're going to see any fans starting to head to the exit yet, but if the Mustangs don't get something soon, that they might hear pretty soon. Nice kick coming out there from Taylor. That one going about 50 yards. A good kick. Fighting for the ball around half field or midfield. And now Saunders doing a good job of snagging that one away. Heading toward the corner, and a nice kick. That one had a lot of spin to it from Josh Saunders, the captain. Rolling out of bounds towards the Hidden Valley pop-up tent down there at the 40-yard line. Move toward the 9-minute mark here in Murphy, Oregon. Score 2-0. The Knights are leading the Mustangs in this crosstown rivalry matchup. Again, tomorrow night you can catch this same rivalry matchup, this time in girls volleyball. Tomorrow night we're going to be bringing you the Knights and the Mustangs at North Valley High School on HVTV1.com. Again, last night the Mustangs volleyball team won 3-0 over the Henley Hornets at home. And now their next test is the North Valley Knights. Ryan Harry pulls over, but no whistle is blown. Kicked way out of bounds it looked, but a lot of hook to those kicks. Whistle blown, and I believe Hidden Valley is going to take this one once play resumes. 8 minutes left here in the second half of play. We might be closing in on a finish. The Mustangs are going to need to get a goal here if they even want a chance to get back into this one. They need one right now on this play, because as time winds down, their chances of winning this game do as well. Saunders there to try to steal that one away along with the rest of his team, and he does. Hidden Valley defense stopping it there, but the clock still goes. We're just under 7.5 minutes left. Mustangs still in this one as we hit the 7-minute mark. Only down by 2, but those 2 are going to be tough to come by with how good this Knights defense has been. Nice play by McLaughlin. Down by the goalkeeper's box, and now skirmishing for the ball. 2 players falling over themselves. Staying in possession of the Knights. And now the Mustangs, they'll take it. So you can see they're trying to hurry up just a little bit more. Now racing for it, and he couldn't get there. Bergman, if he could have gotten there, he could have had a clean shot at the goal, but unfortunate that he didn't.
He's had a couple good chances tonight. Kind of saw, an all right game on offense, creating the opportunities he can. Especially as a freshman, I think we can definitely expect to see a lot more being produced by him in the years to come.
And definitely a lot of room to grow, and like you said, he's been playing very well in this one so far. We remember that defensive play down by the goal. Yeah,
that definitely kept him in the game.
Five minutes left here in the second half of play. Inbounded. And now the Knights trying to keep it out of their own territory and wind down the clock. At this point, it's all about game management. All you got to do is keep the ball right where it is. You don't have to try to do anything crazy. You really don't have to keep trying to score here. Just keep the ball out of your own territory. Wind down this clock and go home with the win. Four minutes and 20 seconds left here in the second half. And that one, another goal for North Valley. That one.
That is the nail in the coffin right there.
Definitely that one coming off the foot of Zachary Mayle. And that is definitely, like you put it, the nail in the coffin. Is now 3-0 the score for the Knights. Mustangs, it's not over till it's over, but they're definitely going to have to work a lot harder than they were before if they want to have a chance to come back in this one as we cross the 4-minute mark. A nice move around the 40-yard line coming out from Richter. Might have caught the wrong part of the ball there as that one rolls out of bounds. That goes way deep over by the snack shack down there. Three and a half minutes left. Clock keeps rolling here against the Mustangs. Game is winding down. That one popped up high in the air off the head of a Mustangs defender. That was Alex Burns making that play off of his head. Staying in bounds. It's going to be key for the Mustangs. And now Harry trying to make a play, and a nice play by Taylor instead, the goalkeeper for the Knights. If Harry got one last touch on that one, it might be a 3-1 game, but instead, the Mustangs are still scoreless as we cross the 2.5-minute marker. Trying to make a play around midfield, but all for naught. Now the Knights on the offensive side of the ball, they've been good. Harry keeping it in bounds. That time rolling up against the equipment bags and out of bounds. Under 2 minutes now for the Mustangs as their chances of winning dwindle by the second. Whistle is blown. I believe they're going to stop the clock here. I guess I'm wrong. A minute and a half left. Mustangs need a goal every 30 seconds. You think they can pull it off?
I don't know about that. I think this one's about over.
Mustangs defense, they've played about as good as advertised, but the North Valley's product is better. With a minute left to go, it does look all but over for the Mustangs. But stay tuned. After this game, of course, we'll bring you the My Circle K post-game show on HVTV1 after the Bimart Game of the Week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank.
Hidden Valley Mustangs are ranked second in 4A, 4-0, taking on North Valley Knights. And then at 6:30, the number 3 ranked Hidden Valley Mustang volleyball team will be taking on the North Valley Knights. Check out that action tomorrow at North Valley High School. 4:30 girls soccer, 6:30 volleyball.
So again, you heard our PA announcer, Brian Miller, talking about the girls soccer team, ranked number 2 in state. So they made it all the way to the final, I believe, last year, right? And ended up losing that one.
Yeah.
And that will do it. The Knights, they take this one, maybe a bit of revenge for the football game on Friday night. 3-0. The Knights, they will beat the Mustangs in Murphy. And stay tuned for that on the Bimart Game of the Week on HVTV1.com.
Our stadium tonight, and thank you for hanging out at Mustang.
HVTV1.com and Hidden Valley High School wishes to give a special thanks to Evergreen Federal Bank and President Jeff Hyde. Thanks for the Evergreen Federal Bank Sports Complex on the beautiful campus of Hidden Valley High School. Evergreen Federal Bank. Today's event on HVTV1.com is presented in part by great donors and contributors to Hidden Valley High School, such as Don Carter Enterprises, Hidden Valley Market, and Pete Allen Surveying. HVTV1.com and these great events at Hidden Valley High School are also sponsored in part by great contributors and donors such as Stephen Stark Excavation and by Dar Benton Construction. And special thanks to Southern Oregon Audiovisual and Ciro Bignati, and by Riverside Ready Mix. Make the call to Riverside Ready Mix.
Season of sneezes and sniffles, and your Bimart Pharmacy is here to help you keep them away. We have everything you need to stay healthy, including flu shots, currently available for the whole family. Call or stop by your Bimart Pharmacy for available times and get vaccinated today. And be sure to get ready with cough drops, cold medicine, and natural remedies while you're here. Bimart, get ready for your season for less.
Welcome back to the Bimart Game of the Week, presented by Evergreen Federal Bank on HVTV1.com. This game is over, 3-0, a win for the North Valley Knights. So again, we take a look at it. To give you a brief recap, this game started off very quickly in favor of North Valley, and they just played from ahead the entire game. Finish of 1-0 at the half, and then as we come right back out of the half, North Valley, they score again. And then once more within the final 4 minutes of this one. But still, not to take away from the Mustangs, they played very well defensively. Still a good play from Captain Josh Saunders and a few good saves. 8 in total for the freshman goalkeeper from Hidden Valley. That being Spencer Fisk. And Caleb and I touched on as well, another freshman to keep an eye on as you move forward in the season is Theo Bergman, a midfielder and forward. Just a freshman, still making some good plays on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Maybe we'll see a lot more coming from him in the future. So again, as we take a look around the league tonight, again, Phoenix, they travel to Klamath Union. Again, most of these games happening tomorrow as well. Mazama and Henley playing tomorrow as well. Next time out for all these teams, Mazama and Klamath Union. They play at Klamath Union High School. The Pelicans and the Vikings should be a good one. Again, Mazama, they are number 1 in state. We'll give you the full rundown of the OSA top 10 here in just a few minutes. Hidden Valley, they go to Phoenix High School, and North Valley, they host the Henley Hornets. To give you a look at the OSA top 10 as it stands tonight before these games are finished. Mazama, number 1 in the state. They are 3-0. Again, they play Henley tomorrow night, the number 8 ranked team in the state. Woodburn, they are number 2. They are 6-0 against Cascade next time out. Number 3 in the state is Phoenix in the Skyline Conference as well. They are 3-0. Number 4, Staten, 5-1. They are also against Cascade their next time out. Ontario, they are 4-0-1 with a tie. They play against Baker. Madras, they are 4-1. They play North Marion their next time out. Number 7 is Baker. Again, they play Ontario. Number 8, Henley, of course, playing the number 1 team in state in the Mazama Vikings. Number 9, Valley Catholic. They host Scappoose and Gladstone. They go to Corbett High School to play the number 11 team in the state in Corbett. So again, North Valley, they're proving their worth here. The Mustangs, theoretically the better soccer program with title appearances in 1993 rather, 2000, 2010, and of course last year being the state runner-up, as well as they did in 2010. And now the Mustangs, they still remain with a 1-10 record in their last 11 meetings versus the Knights. So hoping to flip it around next time when they travel to Merlin to face the Knights. But that'll about do it for us for now. We hope you enjoyed watching the Hidden Valley Mustangs on HVTV1.com. You've been watching the Bi-Mart Game of the Week and the event of the week presented by Evergreen Federal Bank. You can watch a free archived replay of this event by simply logging on to HVTV1.com or our YouTube page at HVTV1 Student News. Join us next time for another live event with the Hidden Valley Mustangs on HVTV1 Student News. Once again, the final score was Hidden Valley 0 and North Valley 3, with the Knights taking the victory. The executive producers of HVTV1 are Brian Miller and Jay Reese. For Caleb DiBala, I'm Josh Eldridge. Thanks for watching, and goodbye from Murphy, Oregon.